Hello and welcome to the AMC News Dispatch. I'm Diana Dawa from the Office of Public and Congressional Affairs. In this edition of the Dispatch, we hear from AMC's Command Sergeant Major Daniel Elder. As the advisor to the AMC commander and the senior enlisted soldier here, Command Sergeant Major Elder finds a majority of his work involves communicating.
When I first came in, I had set a goal to spend about 75% of my time outside of the headquarters. Most of our command is scattered throughout the globe, here in CONUS and overseas, deployed locations, Europe, Korea. So the majority of my work and the people that I must interact with are not located here at Fort Belvoir. I've spent a good amount of time traveling. I've been to many of the locations that AMC supports. I have been to many of our subordinate commands, our depots, our arsenals, our ammo plants. What I've also done is spend my time, besides AMC commands, I've also spent a good portion of my time with the field unit. Our primary customers, the soldiers in the field, the divisions, the installations and the corps, the locations where soldiers are predominantly at. And I've gathered their feedback, their comments, good or bad, on what AMC is doing for them, the type of support that we provide, and the type of support that they would like to see us provide. The folks who provide many of the products through the production lines, assembly plants, with the contractors or the private industries that produce and make the products that soldiers use. I don't do this alone. The Army Materiel Command has a number of major subordinate commands, and each of them also have a counterpart to me, a Command Sergeant Major, who assists me in gathering this type of feedback. The feedback that we look for is the feedback from the field and the feedback from AMC or industry or our other partners, and I also try to get that feedback to the soldier. Most of it is either through face-to-face communication, through phone or through email contact. It is, I feel, my role to share what I see and what I learn with the field. Also, the Command Sergeant Majors of the major subordinate commands also serve that same role. One of the ways that I've tried to be successful is by developing a communication network that allows me to inform different groups of people. A perfect example will be to the field. I communicate regularly through the Office of the Sergeant Major of the Army, through the Army commands, to their subordinate units. So in one respect, I communicate to the field directly through the non-commissioned officer support channel. The non-commissioned officer support channel, as we all know, parallels the chain of command. It's not a replacement for a chain of command, but it is a chain of communication that runs from the most junior soldier up to the most senior NCO, the Sergeant Major of the Army. And that communication channel can be pretty effective. I don't do this alone. The Army Materiel Command has a number of major subordinate commands, and each of them also have a counterpart to me, a Command Sergeant Major, who assists me in gathering this type of feedback. The feedback that we look for is the feedback from the field and the feedback from AMC or industry or our other partners, and I also try to get that feedback to the soldier. Many of our products are in the hands of soldiers today. They're using them in the field, they're using them in training, they're using them in garrison, and more importantly, they're using them in combat operations overseas. And they all don't have the opportunity to come back to our workforce and tell them how their product performed. They don't get a chance to go back to the manufacturer and tell the manufacturer the product, how well the product did for them. So I try to help, and I'm sure it's not enough, but it's a start. I try and help provide that feedback. Send the good news stories and the praise that soldiers like to share. Or again, if there's product improvements, I also want to make sure that I get that known. Starting off in a new assignment, you've got to kind of spin up a little bit and get up to speed along with everybody else, and I think I was able to do that fairly quick. And a lot about what I do is getting feedback, passing it from the command to the field, or from the field to industry, or from one command to another. I think only time will tell how well I've been able to do that job.
In our next visit with the AMC Command Sergeant Major, we'll focus on sustainment and how the Life Cycle Management Command is a part of that process. Thanks for watching. Join us again for another edition of the AMC News Dispatch.